What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video. Now yes, you did read that title correctly and you did see the thumbnail. This is going to be basically a history lesson on how toxicity and drama has shaped and molded our community into what it is today. It is not anything new that toxicity is in the community as well as the game itself. And I'm going to try my best to explain the history, what's happened over the years, and how it's developed this community into what it is today. Because there are a lot of new people and new content creators out there that think they know the community and think that this is all new. But in reality, this is something that has happened for years and years. So I'm going to try my best to explain the evolution of toxicity throughout the division, but just stick with me and we'll see where this goes. If there's anything that I missed or any sort of drama or toxicity that I kind of went over but didn't go into enough detail of, let me know in the comment section below. And while you do that, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. But alright, so the Division franchise as a whole. One of the big reasons that toxicity is within this gaming franchise and community is the introduction of the Dark Zone. Now the Dark Zone, we all know in Division 1, was a huge chunk of map in New York City just south of Central Park, where you could go over there, talk your crap, do whatever you want, kill people, shoot them in the back, take their stuff, cut their ropes, and the list goes on. It was so good that it turned bad for the most part, because once you got the hang of it, you could basically bully your way through the Dark Zone and take everything from everybody. It was pretty cutthroat. Now, I personally love the Dark Zone. I know there's a lot of people out there that hate, getting in the Dark Zone. They don't want to do that. They don't want drama. They don't want people shooting them in the back and taking their stuff. I understand. However, you also need to understand that the Division 1 kind of molded us into that mindset or that, train of thought. Because the Division 1, if it taught you anything at all, it taught you that the Dark Zone was the #1 place to farm. It was the #1 way to meet people, and it was also a great way of what's a good word? It was like the best way to relieve stress, I guess you could say. If you really wanted to try out a build, if you really wanted to do PvP, you went to the Dark Zone, and that's just how it was in Division 1. In fact, the last 2 years of the Division 1, it was primarily just Dark Zone. Like, you had your last stand players and your skirmish players, but for the most part, by the end of year 2, everyone had already beaten all the incursions, everybody beaten everything in the game. They did release Resistance, but it was just, a copy and paste horde mode that was there just to satisfy some PvE players. But for the most part, the player base was completely PvP, mainly because of the Dark Zone. Now, I really wanted to stress this about the Dark Zone because this is how it starts. We all went in there, you cut someone's rope, talk crap, and it just blossomed from there. Now, how this is relevant towards the developers and content creators. Well, first off, the biggest thing for the developers is that they acknowledged before the release of Division 2, they acknowledged that the community was so toxic within the Dark Zone that they were enabling a VoIP setting. Now, in the Division 2, you can see that this voiceover setting is already in here just because of the Division 1. Let's see where it's at. I would think it'd be under audio. I guess not. There we go. So now you can enable your mic, you can disable VoIP, and you can do all this stuff. Now the voiceover, this was mainly because of the Division. and the Dark Zone, because people would do 1v1s, they would steal people's stuff and then talk crap. If you died rogue, you had to sit there for well over a minute while we're just sitting there emoting and talking crap over your body, and so on and so forth, to the point where the developers had to enable that setting into the game, which did mitigate a lot of that trash talk out of the game. However, it just bled over into the community via social media. So this is how we're going to try to segue this into content creators and the developers. So let me sit right here. I did write some notes down, so if I forget any content creators or drama, toxicity, and whatnot, let me know in the comment section below. But alright, so starting at the top of my list is Marco Style. Marco Style was the #1 Division content creator, I guess basically in the world. A lot of people would argue other people's names, but you cannot shy away from saying Marco Style was the guy to watch. He had the most subs out of everybody. He brought a lot of toxicity with him with the gameplay. It was hilarious the way it was going down, and he was a great player. That game basically jump-started his entire YouTube career and has made it into what it is today. We all know that he left the Division 2 and went to Destiny 2, and that was just based off of the game itself. This game does not feel at all like the Division 1, and I know a lot of people just weren't impressed. Style kind of set the standard, and what it was is it was basically just a Dark Zone, talk some crap, kill some people, and farm them out of a safe house or checkpoint. Now this kind of spawned other content creators like Lyrical Fighter, where their channels are basically based all around drama and talking crap and toxicity. And for one, I think it's hilarious. I really do. People really get angry at this game, and it's quite funny. Especially for people like me that don't really rage at all playing this game. It's hilarious when you see other people do it. Now, that's Marco, and let's continue down the list of Division 1 content creators. So you had, let's just go down the list. You had Easy TV, Roar's Talents, Wids, who, if you know anything about Wids, let's just give you like a little short story. Marco got big in Division 1, and Wids was carried by Marco. Marco helped Wids out, and then Wids got big in Division 2. Fast forward to now, Wids is one of the top content creators for Division 2, even though he doesn't really play it. And now you have people like King Macho holding on to Wids for views and subs. If you really want to dispute it, just go on any social media. You'll see that ever since Macho decided to start a channel, Wids has been helping him out every step of the way, sharing his stuff, getting his name out there, and all that. And in fact, Marco had a clan where Wids was in it, and Macho was in there too. And then Marco left, and then once Macho got big enough, he made his own clan. So you can kind of see where this history, it just kind of falls into place. Now, then you had people like Easy TV. He was doing a lot of builds during Div 1, and the drama that surrounded builds in Div 1 was basically about people copying each other. So there weren't a lot of content creators, nor was YouTube huge for Division content back in the day. So there were only a handful, maybe 10 or so tops of content creators out there. So if you released a build video and you saw another content creator release the same build video the next day or within the day, then you'd know that he or she watched your video and then decided, hey, that's a great idea, and then they would try to copy and paste that to their channel so that they could get views of the same thing. Now this started the trend of toxicity throughout social media, because then you had people claiming, oh, that's my build, oh, you just copy and paste so-and-so's build, And that's where that trend kind of took off. And a lot of it surrounded, Easy TV, Roar Talents, Example TM, Jasamian, and Gourmet J. A lot of that drama centered around those people. Now, another thing that the Dark Zone did to contribute to this is you would have exposed videos. So I know if you type in, like Gourmet J, one of his top videos is exposed, and it's another person just talking crap in the Dark Zone and posting it online. It just created more of that toxicity feel, and it's what started the trend that surrounded the division. Now, going on to Gourmet J. So Gourmet J played on PlayStation with a female content creator named Kater Gaming, I believe is how you said it. Anyways, what this did was it proved that our community was not able to respect or support a female content creator. There are several female content creators out there and streamers out there that have tried to get their name up there and, get their numbers up. But this community is so damn toxic that you could see just from her channel alone where it kind of just went downhill. Because she was playing in the Dark Zone with Gourmet J, who was getting exposed videos on social media about him, and then everyone was talking crap about her because she got more subs in like a couple months than some people were getting in a whole year, and a lot of it was said just because she was a female. Now, this kind of started that trend where for some reason it's just the sexism battle of drama that surrounds females and the Division franchise. I don't know why. I know Example TM's wife has played the Division. My wife has played the Division. In Division 2, I believe Patrick Wolf's wife plays that and tries to cover it. And you can see that nothing really makes of it because there's so much toxicity where everyone's just aimed at talking about their gender than they are talking about the content or the game itself. So that's what kind of started the whole sexism thing within the community as well. And then let's go into people like Butter and Wizzy33. Now, if you're an OG, you would know who Wizzy33 is, but if you're one of the newer people, he changed his name to Mr. Meme. Now, Mr. Meme, like Butter, even Jasamian, Son OV Gods, all these content creators would post a lot of Dark Zone videos, basically promoting this sort of toxic behavior. And this is where the Dark Zone kind of got a reputation for, unless you want to get shot in the back and emoted on and talk crap about, don't go into the Dark Zone. And that's where even on my channel, when I first started it, a lot of people would say, I don't like to go into the Dark Zone. I like to play anything but the Dark Zone. And this kind of created this snowball effect where a lot of people would avoid PvP and a lot of people would avoid the Dark Zone because of the toxicity. And then that's where it snowballed, and then PvE became more important than PvP. Even though the community within the Division won, even though a majority of the community would play PvP in the Dark Zone, and a lot of the player base was PvP players, the reputation was that it was so toxic with the talking crap to each other, open mics, to just you can't extract anything because you're going to get jumped, and manhunts running from DZ1 to 6 to 1 to 6, and the list goes on. So what this did, and what a lot of people don't understand about the Division 2, is that the Division 2 adapted a lot of the reputation that the Division 1 started. And that's why the Division 2 is more of a PvE based, and they broke up the Dark Zones into 3 small ones with a limited amount of players, and they enabled the voiceover setting where you can enable it and disable it. So what this did is it basically killed PvP for the most part. I'm still able to PvP every day, and it's not horrible, but it could be a lot better, and there's been no new content for PvP in a very long time. It's so much so that it makes my brain hurt. But not to get off subject, what this did is the toxicity within the Dark Zone built a reputation to where PvE became more important for the community and the developers. That way, moving forward, they were all worried about PvE content because all PvP was doing was giving them a toxic look. So they want to shy away from that and build a community based off of positive PvE, I guess, aspects. So let's go kind of segue into the end of Division 1 and the developers. Now, the developers in Division 1 would do a state of the game. This state of the game, it's nothing like it is nowadays. It was a little bit more off the rails, and it was basically all centered around Hamish Bode. Hamish Bode is the creative lead, I would believe. I'm not sure what his title is nowadays. But anyways, Hamish Bode would show up once a week, give everyone the lowdown, what's going on, what's popping. And at first, he was answering questions live, he was taking direct messages live, and he was pretty vocal. Now, obviously, over the years, he said a few things that he wasn't supposed to. He spoiled a couple things, and I'm sure he probably got some, DMs that he didn't like from certain people. So what this did, and what he's, been very vocal about, is that the developers don't really respond or reply to anyone via social media anymore. You have seen that even with the Division 2 and developers like Frederick Thylander, Chris Gangsler, and all those people, they would start to talk to the community, but they would get their ish shut down real quick because of how toxic people would get. And a lot of this started with the Division 1. Now, as Division 1 was transitioning from New York to DC, we had a development team called Red Storm. Now, Red Storm was led by a guy named Terry, and Terry would show up in the Division 1 State of the Games with a really big mug, and he would always update us on what's going on in the PvP world. He was very adamant about streaming and playing in the Dark Zone, and he kept all the PvP players up to date with what's going on with the game. Now, this is where things started to fall apart for the community. Now, with the Division 2, Red Storm and Terry were very gung-ho. It was huge for them. So much so, in fact, that E3, when they did a whole division thing, roadmap and everything right after release, E3 showcased Terry. Terry was the main speaker for the whole thing. And it was just, it was really, action-packed. It had a whole bunch of news about PvP and what's to come and whatnot. However, as soon as that E3 finished, the community went after Terry and Red Storm on social media, and they went quiet. They went dark. So much so that about a month or two after that, Terry and Red Storm officially said over Twitter that they were no longer working with the Division 2 and that they were working on different games for Ubisoft. This was a huge blow to the Division 2 PvP and the community as a whole. And this kind of just made the PvP community upset, to be honest. So going with that, we're going to transition into the Division 2 and content creators and drama. So like I was saying, in Division 1, the only real problems you had were build videos where some content creators would take it from others and not give them credit. It only happened a few times, and with those content creators, I believe that they squashed it fairly quick. However, with the Division 2, that soon became a huge trend in content. Because there was only so much content to go around, these content creators would start to watch each other and copy each other, exact same videos on their channels, to the point where they would start beef with each other. Huge example, MTashed versus Wids. And you could probably caveat that into versus Marco Style. So what happened with the Division 2 is that you would have one content creator like, Marco Style with, 100,000, 200,000 subscribers post a video about something in the Division 2. What MTashed would do is watch that and see what Wids would do. Wids, 9 times out of 10, would copy Marco Style and make a similar video just in his way and post it. Where the drama started is that MTashed would copy both of them and make his own video. Basically within an hour of each other. It got pretty crazy. So much so that MTashed had to make a video explaining, what's going on, that is he copying them, is he not copying them, and all of that. Yeah, let's kill some enemies real quick. So that started the MTash drama, and MTash does not even cover the Division 2 anymore. I wouldn't say because of that, I would just say because he didn't really enjoy the game, nor was he actually a Division 2 player. Oh, and he got me. I got caught talking. Alright, so MTash came in, got some drama, and then he left. This, shortly after, sparked Marco Style leaving the game, claiming that the developers were not listening to him and the game was not going in the direction that he wanted. Since then, he has had World's First in PC on, actually World's First period for Dark Hours Raid. Him and his clan made it for World's First. And then for Operation Iron Horse, the second raid, his clan got the world. However, he personally got second in the world, and that's because his clan had 2 different raid teams going at the exact same time. And with both of those World's First, the drama and toxicity that came out of that is Marco Style would go on social media, claim that the developers gave him insider information. He would also claim that he did stuff on private servers, and then he'd also claim that he knew certain strategies before the raid actually launched. This stirred up a lot of controversy within the community, and a lot of people got pissed off because of it. That right there was a huge blow to the Division 2 as a whole, because you had the Division 1 #1 content creator playing the Division 2 and not only talking crap about it, but he'd also get World's First every time he'd play, and if he didn't, his clan would, and then he'd claim that he cheated and got away with it. He's also the guy that personally admitted to doing the XP exploit with the firing range along with Wids and Sleepio, King Macho, and who was the other one? Solid FPS. But I think Solid FPS was the only one that is like pretty legit, I would say. That's my opinion. I'm not sure exactly. But I know Sleepio admitted to doing the exploit and said there was nothing wrong with it. Wids did the exploit until they patched it and had nothing go wrong with him. And Marco Style, of course, did the exploit as well and admitted to it. Now, this kind of segues into the ban wave of the Division 2. Now, the Division 2 had its fair share of DPS glitches, armor glitches, certain gear talent bugs, and that's just a list of few. With that, the developers decided they were going to ban people, and it was really bad. It was so bad, in fact, that some people were getting banned that had never done the glitch. Some people were getting banned that had never even played the game within the time window they were claiming. And the developers were stating that their algorithms they were using to ban people was flawless, and that there were multiple variables in play to where if you were getting banned, it's because you did, X, Y, and Z. However, a lot of people claimed otherwise, and then this tore up the community even more. And this is just the start of it. Like, there's so much in here, guys, so just bear with me. So that was the ban wave of the Division 2. This is where Born to Game really started voicing his opinion, and a lot of backlash from other content creators about the Division 2 were coming from all sides. The next thing of drama between content creators, you had the DPS firing range drama that a lot of people were facing. And this happened to one of my buddies, Jetforth versus Imtashed versus Wids. Now the problem was that all three of them were making videos and getting a lot of views and headway because they were in the firing range showing how much DPS their builds would do. So just for an example, you can see me here in the firing range. You can sit here and shoot this target all day, and you can see that my DPS will keep going up. Nothing is changing, but the DPS is steadily going up. What was going on is that a lot of these people would sit here and shoot this target time and time again until they had some ridiculous DPS numbers. Now you can see I'm getting up to 1.4 million, and this is on a build with a whole bunch of blues. Now, what they would do is they'd make a video and say, hey, look how much DPS you can get out of an AR build. And this sparked drama because then people like Wids would call out other content creators and say, hey, he's tricking you viewers into this and that, thinking it's this. And then he'd explain, last hit versus DPS. Because a lot of people in their builds, they'll say, I can do this per bullet, because that speaks more volumes than just saying, hey, I can hit 40 million on the firing range. Because if you shoot at a target long enough, you can get any number on the DPS that you want. You just have to be patient. That's why a lot of people nowadays just focus on the last hit or, damage per bullet. That way it explains, exactly how much damage you're getting out of those builds. And that sparked a lot more controversy, which then split the community once again, and it kind of pushed people away. This is where Imtashed went ahead and gave up on the Division 2. Marco Style gave up on the Division 2. Wids went ahead and went to Call of Duty. And that basically cut out your top, whatever percent of content creators. So the next round was Cray G. Well, actually, we would say the fall of Cray G. Cray G was a content creator, I believe, at the end of the Division and the beginning of the Division 2, and he was a Dark Zone player, which, like I've been explaining, surrounds a whole bunch of toxicity. Now, there was another content creator that doesn't upload anymore named Relentless RG. And what Relentless would do, which, give it to him, he was doing it pretty smart. What he would do is he would start drama with other people that were trending on YouTube. He would do this, basically, you would call it clout chasing. He would do this to get everyone's eye. If everyone is searching Cray G, his video would pop up because he knew that if he talked crap about that person, that he would get views, subscribers, and more eyes on him. So what happened? This involved Easy TV, Cray G, and Relentless RG. And what happened is they would go back and forth on videos. They would just talk crap about each other, to the point where I call this the fall of Cray G, is because finally Relentless got Cray G so mad that Cray G took Relentless's logo and name and posted it in a YouTube video talking crap about him. Now, I'm not a lawyer and I will never pretend to be. However, I know for a fact that copyright is a real thing with YouTube. And using someone's name, channel name, and a logo on your thumbnail will really mess you up with YouTube. And Cray G is a perfect example for this. What happened is Cray posted a video. It had Relentless's logo in the thumbnail and his name, talking trash about him. And as he should, because they were going back and forth at each other. However, with YouTube, all Relentless had to do was report the video, and it actually deleted Cray G's entire channel. At that point, Cray G was at about 12,000 subscribers, and he lost everything and had to start back from zero. Now, I'll give it to Cray G because this does have a happy ending for him. Cray G went on to GTA and Need for Speed, and I think he's about around 70,000 subscribers now because of it. About 70,000, I believe. So Cray G's doing just fine after this. Relentless has disappeared, either for medical or personal reasons. He doesn't do videos anymore, but that's not the last I'm going to talk about him. As far as Easy TV is concerned, Easy TV and Cray G were good buddies, and when Cray G, his channel got deleted, he had to start a new channel, so Easy TV helped him get his subs up, and they both went to Need for Speed, and you never saw those content creators ever again. So moving on to the next one, Patrick Wolf. Now this one actually involves me, so you might want to listen in on this one. So about a year ago, I did a armor glitch video. This was basically me telling the developers, this is how you do it. I'm going to show you in real time how to do it. I'm going to explain every aspect of it. Please fix this. And I explained that throughout the entire video. Patrick Wolf, fairly newer content creator. He's only been doing it for probably about a year. He and I saved the comment just because I knew he was going to delete it. He threatened me and told me that he was going to tell his developer friends to delete my accounts, that, good luck playing the game ever again. You're going to get reported and deleted. I've got, developer friends, F you. Obviously he was talking out of his back end. He ended up deleting the comment, even though I screenshot it, so I'll always have it. And nothing came out of that. What happened with that is Patrick Wolf gained some traction, kind of like what Relentless RG did, and then Patrick Wolf started trending as well. You can see where this trend is with Toxicity and this community. Same thing with Patrick Wolf. I believe his wife started a channel and it hasn't really gone anywhere as well. And every time I hear anything about it, it's sexist remarks, and it's sad to see that. I would love to see a female content creator get up there with some subs and views and get their voices heard, because a lot of this gaming community has females in it. So why not be represented? Anyways, that's another subject. So going down the list, drama. Relentless RG then went after Patrick Wolf and Epic Slayer. Now, he went after Epic Slayer because Epic Slayer was telling everyone, and the community and the developers, to nerf the Eagle Bearer. He said that it was too overpowered, that every time he runs across somebody that has one, he dies, that it's just not fair, and this and that. Well, the problem with that is Epic Slayer had never used the Eagle Bearer, had never done the raid, and never actually had experience with the weapon. He was just calling for a nerf because he didn't like how it felt against him. This sparked a lot of controversy throughout the community, and again, you had people like Relentless RG do videos about these people. So this is just promoting more toxic, more drama. So Patrick Wolf, again, same kind of deal. Patrick Wolf started releasing more and more build videos, and then Relentless RG went after him as well. And then finally, yours truly, Relentless RG, came after me because I wasn't showing enough gameplay in my build videos. He thought I was just showing people builds without using them, and then he tried to start that. So I think even right now, if you were to type in my name, one of his videos pops up. And this is how, this is how you clout chase. You talk crap about somebody on your own channel, tag them and their name to it, and then when people try to look that person up, they'll see his toxic video. And it's exactly the case right now. So that's with Relentless. He's no longer with the community due to personal reasons or something of that sort. So now we are going to, let's see, what is more recent stuff? Cold Boy. All right, here we go. So Cold Boy and You Know the Vibes. Both of these guys are fairly new. Yeah, Cold Boy has some subs, but there's controversy around that as well. Now, the drama that surrounds Cold Boy and You Know the Vibes. They are in a clan on PlayStation, and it's called what's it called? So Marco's clan was POE. Their clan, oh man, I'm sorry, I don't watch either one of them. I don't know. Let me see. Positive Vibes. Okay, PVO. So their clan is called PVO, Positive Vibes Only. And basically what it is I would guess that they only care about positive vibes. They don't deal with drama, they don't deal with toxicity and all that. And that's what I would get out of that clan name. However, man, oh man, is there drama that surrounds them and their clan. First off, you have Cold Boy. Cold Boy, how he got big in content creating is he would go to everybody's channel and everybody's stream, and he would comment on it and talk about it. That way his name would get out there. He had a logo, he had all that, he was starting to make videos, but how he was getting his name out there, basically self-marketing, is he'd go on every single Division 2 content creator's page or video that was trending, and he would comment on it and try to get his name out there, which started to work fairly well. However, what then started was a lot of rumors that he would watch everyone's videos, and whichever ones were trending, he would copy and then make his own. And then this goes back into the drama of content creators copying each other, not giving each other shout outs, all that, whatever BS. I personally didn't really believe it until he copied me. I called him out on it, and he said he doesn't watch anyone's videos, doesn't do this and that, and I caught him in a lie, and he kind of disappeared. He said he doesn't want drama, so he started walking. So I kind of caught him in that and called him out on it, and I guess like their clan says, they only want positive vibes, so if you're going to come at them with any sort of negativity, they don't want it, so then they try to leave. Now this funny crap segues into their clan commander, and that is you know the vibes. You know the vibes. For somebody who only wants positive vibes, he sure does surround himself with drama and toxicity. Again, another content creator that plays a lot in the dark zone. I'm not going to say that the dark zone creates this, but I've already clearly explained how the dark zone has this drama attached to it. So you know the vibes. Let's start with his player's state of the game. Now, you know the vibes did a player's state of the game where he would, quote unquote, get his community to go with someone else's community and try to explain the division through their eyes. The problem with this is that there aren't separate communities within the division. It's one singular community. It's the division community. You have PvE players, you have PvP players, but we are all part of the division, and we all care about it together, which makes us one singular community. What he was promoting is segregation within the division. So you can't like so-and-so and like, somebody else, stuff like that. It was kind of tearing itself apart within the inside and creating drama, I guess, without really trying to. It could have been better, but it kind of sparked other people to jump on that and fuel the fire. And this goes into my very last, so thank you for sticking in here, my very last part of toxicity and drama within the Division 2. This is the most recent, and I believe the latest video is within 3 to 4 days from right now. And this surrounds You Know the Vibes and Frog the God. For those of you that don't know, Frog the God is a PvP content creator, and it's spelt exactly how it says, Frog the God. And you can look him up, sub to his channel, all that jazz. He's a big time PvP player, but boy oh boy does he have a mouth on him. Now, when I said the Division 2 has shaped itself into what it is today, well, what it is today is a whole bunch of toxic drama. Now, Frog the God has called out You Know the Vibes on multiple fronts. Basically because You Know the Vibes always claims that he's a PvP player only. A lot of people take that as a shout out to, let's just say, competition. So what has happened is that I believe Frog the God did it just for laughs. He would make videos about You Know the Vibes, just laughing at them and saying this and that about PvP. Well, You Know the Vibes really cannot take criticism well at all and has been blowing up to the point where now Frog the God releases videos about You Know the Vibes pretty much weekly because for some reason Vibes is letting him get under his skin. So like everyone does, once they get under your skin, they like to, walk around and have fun. So what's going on here is now the community is turning into just this toxic frenzy where videos are now just being made about each other for views. This hurts the community quite a bit. I know it's funny, and I certainly enjoy it every now and again too, but as a whole, you can see where this toxic behavior and this drama from over the years has just ruined the community and put it to where it is today. It is funny at times, and every now and then It gets, some good laughs, but as a whole, this is showing new people that come to the game that a lot of people are toxic, like to talk crap about each other, and essentially it gives all the newer players the perspective that PvP and the Dark Zone is just a drama-filled, toxic environment. This shies players away from even doing PvP and the Dark Zone, and this makes the developers want to do more PvE activities and have less, eyes on their PvP part of the game. Which is, kind of messed up because they made the Dark Zone, and just because it sparked toxicity does not mean that you just give up or throw it away. I feel like this was a bad way of going around it. There's a whole bunch of more things to talk about throughout, developing the game, and how this game has gone through its ups and downs just like the first game, but I'll save it for another time. For right now, I just wanted to go over like a nice history timeline on how Toxicity has forever been in this gaming franchise ever since the development of the Dark Zone. And I also wanted to share with you guys a nice timeline history of content creators, developers, basically just being toxic and creating drama themselves. This has surrounded this gaming franchise as a whole. It has molded it into what it is today, which is pretty bad in my opinion. However, it's really no one's fault. It's how the game was. I understand that it's a lot of fun shooting people and taking their stuff and, this and that. And with them introducing emotes into the game, I mean, it is what it is. If they didn't want you to be toxic, they wouldn't have certain emotes in even the Division 2. For example, let's see. I could probably go through here. So one is right here, slow clap. Right there, if you kill somebody and then slow clap on their corpse, I guarantee you're either going to get hate mail or you're going to have that person come straight back out of the checkpoint and talk crap to you. Another thing, let's see. So you have impatient, where basically it's like you killed them and you're bored, I guess. There's a lot of these. The face palm, of course, is one of my favorites, where someone tries to jump you, you kill them, and then you can face palm on their corpse. There's just a lot of aspects that have been developed into this game that make it pretty hard not to be toxic, if that makes any sense. Now, I know I've been talking my head off here, and I gave you guys a lot of things to digest, but just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I personally think that the Division franchise has been toxic from the beginning because of these certain game modes and the Dark Zone, and I think it's just developed more and more, and with social media being what it is nowadays, adding fuel to the fire, it's been a pretty bumpy road for this gaming franchise. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I'm sorry it was a long video, but there's been a lot of drama and toxicity throughout this history of the gaming franchise. But yeah, Kamikazevondoom, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.